Family, we are so excited that you have tuned into this another Profit and Growth segment where we're always looking to give you something for your head, something for your heart, and something for your hands to do. We are an intelligent people, so we want to make sure that we get the right information to you so that you can make the right decisions. But then we also want you to emote, to feel some things, to emote some things, because we're all passionate about some things. And then we want to give you something for your hands, some deliverables, some takeaways, so that your tomorrow is better than your today. We here at WDRB Media believe in providing you information and inspiration that will help and assist you along the way. Today's no different. We have the infamous, the omnious, the notorious Mike White in the building.
Yes.
In the flesh, large and in charge.
The champion.
That's right.
Champion breather.
Champion breather. That is what it is. That he is. He is the champion breather.
Who do they say that I am?
The champion breather is who they say Mike White is. Awesome. Mike, you doing well today?
I am doing very well.
We are so excited to have you here in the building. As always, you bring a level of excitement, a level of commitment, and a level of awareness when it comes to health, when it comes to wealth, when it comes to life. Because the essence of life comes from breathing.
Yes, it does. And I made it 78 years so far.
Breathing?
So,
by breathing?
Must be doing something right.
That is true. But there's an art form to that, and there's formulas for that, and there's engineered stuff and statistics as it relates to that. For the people who don't know, because we say breathing, and people think breathing, oh, that's just breathing. Everybody breathes. When you come out of your mama's hoo-ha, you are breathing. And in fact, if you're not breathing, they smack you on the butt to make sure that you do breathe. So breathing, some people would think, is just a normal reaction and an everyday function, and there's no rhyme or reason or anything any different that anybody needs to do when it comes to breathing. But you obviously think differently.
I think differently. I've learned differently. I've been studying breathing for, I guess, about 40 years now. You know, we've had breathing.com. We've had 85,000 people take our breathing tests, and there are some skills in breathing that you can actually measure. They're very simple. And so you go to the site and you take the tests and you see how high a number can you count up to on one breath.
Is that the inhale breath you're counting?
That's the inhale, one big breath.
One big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you're letting the air out as you.
Well, you have to.
Or you're
make
holding
sound.
the breath.
No, you can't hold your breath. That's cheating.
Oh.
You can't hold your breath because in order to make sound, you have to exhale.
Right.
Try making sound and holding your breath.
You didn't say it had to be a joyful noise.
Yeah,
exactly. That was an interesting sound.
So what we did was we gathered these statistics. We basically had to say, do this test, do this skill. Okay, see how good your skill is. And now list your diagnosed illnesses.
Okay.
Diagnosed, not somebody that the newspaper boys said you had, but an actual diagnosed illness.
Like WebMD.
Huh?
Like WebMD?
WebMD? You go to WebMD.com.
No, you go to your doctor.
You put in your symptoms, and then they tell you what's wrong with you.
Oh, maybe.
Stage 4 cancer, HIV, all from WebMD.
Okay. I don't know about that. I know about going to your doctor and getting a diagnosis. That's what I know about.
Okay.
And so we said, okay, what's diagnosed? What's your diagnosed illnesses? And we found that people that scored very well with the number count had very few diagnosed illnesses. If they scored very poorly on the number count, they had a long list of diagnosed illnesses. So we begin to see a correlation. And then we added a breath rate. How many breaths a minute do you take? Relaxed breaths a minute. You're just sitting there on your breathing, counting your breaths. Okay. Now, some people can't do that because as soon as they put their attention on your breathing, their breathing rate changes. That's an assessment. You can't do that. You should be able to disconnect and just let your breathing come and go. You could have a friend count for you. Right?
Got you.
So I said, okay, now list your diagnosed illnesses. So same thing. Higher the breath rate, the more diagnosed illnesses. Lower the breath rate, the fewer diagnosed illnesses.
Now, if the friend is doing it while you're in your resting state,
just watching you.
They're watching, so they're not putting their hand on your chest
Nothing,
or
doing nothing,
putting a
just
mirror
watching.
underneath your nose or
hitting
nothing
you
like
on the
that.
head to slow you down. Nothing.
Nothing. Okay, so they're just watching you and counting.
That's it. They're in their mind, no distractions. They're just watching you breathe. That's it. You know?
And you have no other stimuli going on. The
You
TV,
don't want
the
any other
radio,
stimuli. Exactly.
nothing like that.
Nothing like that.
Okay.
Do it in the john if you have to. Whatever. Give them quiet.
I'm not taking a friend
that
with me in the bathroom.
stimuli, I know.
I got some friends that I don't want to be near them. If I know what it smells like when they come out the restaurant,
Oh, that's sausage, by the way.
that's sausage.
Is that another assessment?
Yeah,
Taking
that's
the Bronx to the Super
that's
Bowl.
too many barbecues.
Yeah. No.
Yes, okay.
You
All
can
right.
tell me how you breathed when you came out. They probably held their own breath while in there as well. So
visual.
when you, oh, no visuals. Ew, like the emoji visual. Never mind. So when I went to the doctor, I was in the hospital once, and they put that thing on my finger,
Pulse oximeter.
and they said it was to test my oxygen levels. How is that even possible?
Well, they do it with an infrared kind of a thing, but it basically only measures your surface blood oxygen. It doesn't
Got
measure your
you.
cellular blood oxygen.
Got you. Okay.
So for them, it's an indicator that, okay, you get below a certain level, they got to put you on oxygen. Like
Okay.
I think it's 88 is the number, okay?
Okay.
And they're happy with 95,
Right.
okay? Well, I've seen emphysema victims with 95, and I've seen long-distance runners with 95. So what's the deal?
Right,
All right?
right. Mhm.
So the 95 is just a way that they've been able to use as a sort of a marker
A
for
measure,
them.
right.
All
A benchmark, so
So
to
if you
speak.
have emphysema and you got 95, or you're a runner and you have 95. So what's going on there? Where's the insight?
Got you.
Truth is, there isn't one. All right. So there's better ways of measuring oxygen. One of them is called a muscle ox, and you wrap that around your thigh. It's pretty new. You wrap it around
Also,
your thigh.
those are also
Called a
known as
muscle ox.
They're also known as Spanx.
As what?
Spanx.
What's that?
They're also known as vibrators.
What? No, Spanx.
They are.
No,
That's
the
two
muscle
different
ox you
things.
wrap
Okay.
around your thigh.
That's not
Okay.
in the muscle. That's on the muscle.
Oh, okay, all right.
Help 'em,
Just
Lord.
wanted to clarify. I want to clarify for the people, you
No,
know.
clarify
It's like,
for the
I got one of them.
We could go off. I could go off.
No, come back. Don't let him lead you into the dark side. Stay with me, Mike. Stay with me. Walk into the light.
He's
So
distracting me.
Muxalox, no stimuli. Come on, now. Here. So Muxalox is a band.
A muscle ox is invented by some guys from MIT.
Okay.
And I've been
sounded like
recommending
it.
it to a lot of people. We've even got a discount thing. It's like HPP-Mike10. You get a discount. You go to
APP Mike
HPP-Mike10.
HBP
PP
HPP
Mike 10.
Got it.
That's a coupon. It's a coupon for
Everybody
this thing.
all got
What this thing is, I've been begging for this thing for years because I'm using the pulse ox. You can't use it while you're exercising.
Ah, true.
And that's what these guys from MIT did. That you wrap it around your thigh. It measures the largest muscle in your body. And it measures muscle oxygen, not surface skin. Not
Very
surface
good.
blood. It's a big deal. So what you can do, and it's got an app. Well,
Okay.
everything's got an app. It's got an app. And you can begin to measure your muscle oxygen, whether you're training too hard or you're not training hard enough.
Okay.
It's better than heart rate because your heart goes into spasm because of lack of what?
Oxygen.
Exactly. So I just love it. And I'm referring all kind of people to it. And it ties very much into your average training as well as our turbo oxygen system. Ties very much into that. So you can push yourself. As soon as you're doing too much, it goes into yellow. Then it goes into red.
Good.
You want to get
Okay.
out of that. So if you don't get out of that in 5-10 seconds, your body's not recovering fast enough, and it's slowly deteriorating your aerobic fitness until you're going to have a bad session, and you're going to have a bad session. It's not
Right.
guesswork. So you can watch this thing in real time. So you can push yourself or you can push a student,
Right.
you know, because you're a personal trainer.
I am.
You know, you can push a student and all of a sudden you say, they're going too much before they know it.
Right.
Because you don't. There's a lot of people out there that go, you know, they're puffing and puffing, and
Right.
you know, they could have a coronary right there, you know, and a lot of them could,
Right.
you know. And what this does is, number one, it helps to prevent something like that, as well as give you an internal sense of how far is too much. I mean, a lot of people don't know what it feels like when they're overtraining. They just overtrain.
And as a personal trainer, most trainers think that overtraining is what you want for your students, and that's not it. You want endurance training.
Exactly right.
Not overtraining, because
Exactly right.
getting there faster, harder is not going to give you a better result as opposed to the long duration and ability to continue
So
on.
I'm using.
Wait. Getting there faster, harder. If I'm running a marathon, if I'm running a 5K,
No, we're
isn't
talking
getting
about just
there
training.
faster?
No, we're
the
talking
key?
about exercising. We're not
Just everyday exercise.
Everyday exercising. Your regular 6
Not when you're in a
workout.
race or something.
No.
Okay, because in a race,
we're
you know,
talking
I'm
about
going.
exercising. Right.
You know,
When it's
I'm all out.
marathon.
I'm putting it all on the field.
Right.
Exactly. This is the former halfback. You know,
Right.
I'm gonna make it happen.
when it's time to compete,
All in.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
the rules go away.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
But there's one. I watched some race walkers, and I see this guy's watching his watch. He's watching his watch. He's watching his watch. He got wiped out. What was his name? Dave Scott, 6-time Ironman triathlon winner.
Wow.
Vegetarian, by the way.
You trying to tell me something about my
Did
sushi?
not use a watch. Didn't use a watch because he developed that internal sense.
Right.
Okay, which is what
Right.
the muscle ox helps you do. So, you know, you go, after a while you say, I think I'm going too hard. And you look at your app and it says, yep, in the red. You know,
Right,
and you
right.
slow down a little bit so you can back up. This is for training now. You slow and you can back up. Now, you might be able to use it in a very long race, you know, where you see somebody, you're trying to catch up, all of a sudden you see you're in the red. I don't think I'm ready for that just yet. Okay, so
Right.
as you maintain your intensity, you can recover.
Right.
You can pull yourself
Exactly.
out of the red into the yellow, into the green, you know, and you're
Exactly.
okay.
Wow.
You know, but the insight is, how do you do that? How do you measure that? How do you develop that internal sense? You know, so you got, and then we work on the breathing mechanics, because the breathing mechanics is also a big deal, because the harder you strain and gasp and breath heave, the more you're going to lock your breathing
Exactly.
up. You know, so
Right.
you have to figure out ways of doing. That's what our breathing kit's about. So we got the turbo oxygen system and we got the breathing kit. The two together. One's the chemistry, turbo oxygen. One's the mechanics.
Got
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
The chemistry.
We're going to
and
take a break.
mechanics.
We're going to come back, and we're going to talk more about the chemistry and the mechanics and how
Sounds
they
good.
work intertwined in order to help a person live longer, train better, and what else? Live longer, train better,
And
what else?
Vitality is a key word.
Right.
A lot
And
of
weight
people living
management as
longer,
well.
they don't even know they're alive. We want vitality.
Vitality.
There's the
Okay.
vitality girl right there.
Okay. Vitality. When we come back, you are tuned in to the Profit and Growth Hour here on WDRB Media, the voice of the community.
Got it. Excellent.
That was good.
Good? Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
And that was perfect because now we can segue into the article.
Okay.
And did you have